Can you tell me a little bit about your work with Preston City Council and how the collaboration within certain places came about?
I'm the event manager for City Council and look after delivering our annual event programme for the city, as well as encouraging externally led and organised events with support from ourselves with advice and guidance and expertise, and working closely with our arts team, especially with the cultural framework that is currently out for consultation, and looking to develop the city culturally in our cultural programme. Working within certain places, obviously the City Council's got a long-term relationship within certain places, but for this particular project it came about through an approach by Charles to the City Council, and we were fully on board with the idea, and we've got two different departments involved, of the House Museum and Art Gallery, and ourselves as the events team, so we've got two departments who've got similar aims and objectives, but slightly different remits supporting the project as well. So you've got a nice collaborative mix of partners to develop the project. How long ago did you start working on the Harris Flights project? I think probably conversations started sort of beginning of the year. I think we were being floated about, and things have obviously picked up momentum as the finances were confirmed and put into place. But we've sort of been working, I think, fully on it for 3-4 months now, and sort of fully getting programmes developed and contractors in place and things like that. So.
That sort of leads on to my next question. What kind of obstacles have your team faced, like health and safety wise?
Well, I think there's many challenges involved, not necessarily obstacles, because everything can be overcome, but there's different considerations, I think, in a project of this nature, of working with a grade listed building and looking at obviously fixing a structure to that. You've got considerations around protecting the building, protecting the flag marketplace itself. You've got considerations around licensing, and meeting those licensing objectives, being a city centre venue, specific conditions that need to be considered. Post-Guild and looking forward of how we develop our programme of events and arts engagement. There's considerations around our interaction with our local creative sector and how we can develop them, bring them on board, make them those organisations feel part of the programme and have a voice within that. And then there's sort of practical things around weight loadings of structures and how many people you can fit on it and what you can put on it, and developing a programme that's suitable for the space and suitable for the structure that you're putting on. But I think the advantage of working in a collaborative partnership with the university in certain places, City Council, is that you've got a lot of different expertise being brought to the table from various colleagues from the City Council, from the expertise of in certain places having put similar projects like this on before. So there's a lot of expertise brought around the table, and I think without that collaborative partnership, those obstacles would have been far more challenging, and maybe we wouldn't have overcome some of those so quickly. But I think the advantage of having everyone around the table and bashing your heads together for 5 minutes, you can often find that someone's got the answer in the room, or someone that will be able to answer them.
The design for Harris Flights features a performance space for community groups as well as professional performers. What are some of the benefits of this in your opinion?
Well, I think, as I mentioned, the engagement of our local sector, cultural sector, and giving them an opportunity to be very much part of the project and feel some ownership of that, I think is very important. And giving an opportunity for them to develop their practice, work collaboratively with other organisations, both regional artists and local artists, is important. And I think providing the opportunity for the community to build on what we achieved last year in the Guild, where community groups were very much participating and making the events.
Can you tell me about some of the featured acts and events?
Yeah, I think we've got a very varied programme through the different partners that have been involved in the project. So community programme consists of local choirs, musical societies coming forward and performing sets throughout the day for us. We've also engaged with our community engagement department, who have been doing some targeted work to get specific different organisations and specific communities involved in the project, and we've allocated the first Sunday, the 18th, to sort of a community celebration day to provide stalls and a platform for communities to showcase what they do and provide an opportunity for them to recruit new members or for them to put on a performance. So I think that's a really valuable element of the programme that we will look to continue post the project, either later on this year or certainly into next. A number of the artistic proposals that we've got back range from large-scale youth theatre performances to some dance pieces. We've got a number of dance performances involved, from Ludus Dance, who are the regional dance provider, to a number of sort of smaller intimate dance acts, which I think is great. It's great to see dance in the programme, and I think we don't have an avenue for that currently in Preston, so to see that being largely featured in the programme, I think it's good to be starting to introduce that to a Preston audience and develop that moving forward. And then we've got different representation from UCLan students and lecturers, which isn't necessarily, some of it isn't necessarily a sort of normal arts programme. We've got some science days in there, which is great. I think that provides a great dynamic in the programme of something that you wouldn't necessarily expect from different science talks to hands-on participatory experiences. So there's a real mix of sort of large-scale pieces of large-scale flash mob dances, singers and acts going on, to the more intimate sort of poetry readings, book launches, small talks that are going on throughout the day. We're also looking at introducing some busking, and we're just launching a busking call out in the next or this week to get programmed out throughout. So hopefully you'll have some sort of intimate violin performances to your large scale work. So there's a real nice dynamic and mix of work across the day. Some quirky jelly installations that are going on, some artistic interventions to more conventional work. So there's a real nice dynamic, and I think what you've got through that programme is you'll engage people who will come along because their son or daughter's performing in one of the performances, who will then also stay on to watch something else. So you've got a real nice opportunity to engage different people with different work, which is an exciting aspect of the project for us.